Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling green hills, there lived a young man named Aaron. He was known for his cheerful spirit, always smiling and lending a helping hand. The villagers admired his optimism, but they often wondered how he managed to stay positive even in difficult times. One day, a great storm swept through the village. The winds howled like wild beasts, tearing roofs off houses, uprooting trees and destroying crops. By morning, the once thriving village lay in ruins. Homes were damaged, the fields were flooded, and despair settled over the people like a heavy cloud. The villagers gathered in the town square, their faces filled with worry. "How will we rebuild? How will we survive?" they murmured among themselves. Some wept, others sat in silence, overwhelmed by the destruction. Aaron, however, stood tall. His clothes were soaked, his home was damaged, yet he smiled. Seeing this, an elderly man named Joran frowned and asked, "Aaron, why do you smile in such a time of sorrow? We have lost so much. Do you not see the destruction around you?" Aaron nodded. "I see it, Joran. I see the fallen trees, the broken homes, and the damaged crops, but I also see something else." The villagers looked at him, puzzled. "What do you see?" A woman named Alara asked. "I see that the storm is past," Aaron said. "I see that we are alive. We have each other. We can rebuild together." Some villagers shook their heads. "It's not that easy," a man named Tobias said. "We don't have the resources. We have no food left. How can you be so hopeful?" Aaron took a deep breath and said, "Do you know the story of the bamboo and the oak?" Many shook their heads, so Aaron continued. "The mighty oak stands strong but breaks in the storm, while the bamboo bends with the wind and survives. We must be like the bamboo, adapt, endure, and rise again. Our village may have fallen, but our spirit has not. We have strong hands, determined hearts, and the power of unity. That is enough to begin again." His words ignited a small spark in the hearts of the villagers. An old woman named Mira, who had seen many hardships in her life, nodded. "He is right," she said. "Crying will not build our homes again. We must act." Encouraged by Aaron's positivity, the villagers slowly started working together. They salvaged wood and stones from the wreckage, repairing their homes one by one. Those who had extra food shared with those who had none. The children helped by carrying small buckets of water to clean the streets. Days passed, and though progress was slow, the village began to recover. Whenever someone felt discouraged, Aaron would remind them, "Every small effort counts. A single drop raises the ocean." One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Joran approached Aaron. "I underestimated you, young man," he admitted. "I thought your optimism was foolish, but now I see it as a strength. If not for your belief, we would still be sitting in despair." Aaron smiled. "Positivity doesn't mean ignoring problems, Joran. It means facing them with courage and hope. A storm can destroy our homes, but only we can decide whether it destroys our spirit." The village continued to thrive under this new mindset. The people grew stronger, more united. They prepared better for future storms, built sturdier homes, and stored food for emergencies. The disaster had taught them resilience, and all because one young man chose to see hope in the ruins. Years later, when another storm came, the villagers did not panic. Instead, they came together, prepared, and supported one another. This time, they did not let fear consume them. And so the village flourished, not because they never faced hardships, but because they learned how to find light even in the darkest moments. This story tells us that positivity in tough times is not about ignoring difficulties, but about facing them with courage, hope, and action. Challenges will come, but with the right mindset, we can turn them into opportunities for growth. Life is full of unexpected storms, challenges that test our strength, patience, and spirit. However, as Aaron showed, our response to these hardships defines who we are. Instead of drowning in despair, he chose to see opportunity in the ruins. He understood that positivity is not about ignoring difficulties, but about facing them with courage, hope, and action. Negativity breeds inaction, while optimism fuels resilience. When the villagers believed they had lost everything, Aaron reminded them that as long as they had each other, they had the strength to rebuild. His unwavering faith in the future turned their sorrow into determination.